Now I want to consider one sum from a chapter of share capital transactions. This sum is from exercise. Look at the sum on the screen. Read the sum with me. Authorized capital of our company was rupees 2,50,000, equity share of rupees 10 each. On 10th of August 2004, company issued 2 lakh equity shares at a premium of rupees 4 per share for public subscription. Amount was called up as under. On 10th of August, applications were invited. Rupees 5 per share were demanded with the application, and this 5 rupees included a premium of rupees 2. So out of total premium 4, 2 rupees are collected with application. On 10th of October, allotment money demanded 4 rupees per share, that includes a premium of rupees 2. On 10th of December, first call is demanded, that is rupees 2.5 per share. On 10th of February, final call demanded, with that 2.5 per share have been demanded. Subscription was closed on 15th of August. As it was fully subscribed, Board of Directors allotted all shares on 25th of August 2004. So here applications invited on 10th of August, issue closed on 15th of August, and the allotment was made on 25th of August. Now company authorized share capital is 2,50,000, but company has issued only 2 lakh shares. Shares have been issued at a premium of rupees 4, 2 are collected with application, 2 with allotment. A shareholder holding 500 shares did not pay money due on allotment, first call and final call. Another shareholder holding 200 shares has not paid the final call. So these are the allotment and calls in areas details. Share allotment money, except this, all sums due were received on the following dates. Allotment received on 15th of October, it was demanded on 10th of October. First call received on 16th of December, it was demanded on 10th of December. Final call received on 20th February, it was demanded on 10th of February. So you are given the date on which the amount being demanded and the date on which the amount has been received. The most important point is pass necessary journal entries except for cash in the book of a company for the above transaction, and also prepare a cash book with bank column. So you are asked to write down the journal entry, and you are also required to prepare a cash book. In a cash book, cash receipts and cash payments are recorded directly, and we should not write a journal entry for such direct posting in a primary book. So cash receipts are recorded directly in cash book. No need to write the journal entry for that. So we are required to write down the journal entry for such transaction wherein cash or bank account is neither debited nor credited. That's an important point. So we are required to write down the journal entry wherein we should not debit cash and bank account, we should not credit cash and bank account, because cash and bank debit will be recorded straight in cash book and cash and bank credit will be recorded straight in cash book. This is an important point that you should notice in this sum. Now, if I want to give you the sequence in which I am going to write the transactions, first transaction is the application money received on shares applied for by the shareholders. Company has issued 2 lakh shares, subscription was closed and it was fully subscribed, so we have received application for 2 lakh shares. So on 2 lakh shares, application money received. For that, bank account is debited, share application account is credited. That journal entry, no, you know, but you are not supposed to write this journal entry, but you are supposed to write straightway on the debit side of bank account, application money received. Now the second entry is the allotment. Allotment is done on 25th of August. So amount received on application will be transferred to share capital and security premium on 25th of August. In that entry, share application account debit to share capital account credit to security premium account credit. In this entry, bank account is neither debited nor credited, so you are supposed to write this second entry in a journal proper. Now the third entry, this is the second entry. Now the third entry is of amount demanded on allotment. At the time of allotment, 4 rupees per share are demanded, which includes 2 rupees premium. The journal entry for that, share allotment account debit to share capital account credit to security premium account credit. In this entry also, bank account is neither debited nor credited, so you have to write this third entry in a journal proper. The fourth entry is the allotment money received. Allotment money received on 15th of October. So, what is the entry for allotment money received? If the full amount, total demanded amount is received, then bank account debit to share allotment account credit. But suppose that if on few shares, if you have not received the allotment money, as you are given in this sum, one shareholder holding 500 shares did not pay allotment money, so there is an allotment in areas. On 500 shares, at rupees 4 per share, 2000 rupees, the amount demanded but not received. In such situation, the normal journal entry that you have studied is bank account debit, allotment area account debit to share allotment account credit. Now bank account you should not debit, because bank account debit will be straight recorded in the cash book. So the entry that you are supposed to write in this fourth one is allotment areas account debit to share allotment account credit. First entry, straightway to bank account. Second entry, transfer to capital and security premium that you are supposed to write in journal proper. Third entry, allotment money demanded at the instance of capital and security premium. That also you are required to write in journal proper. The fourth entry, allotment areas account debit to allotment account credit. That part will be recorded in journal proper, but the amount debited, allotment money received, that has to be debited straightway to the bank account. Now, fifth entry, first call demanded. When you demand first call, share first call account debit to equity share capital account credit. There is neither cash account nor bank account debited or credited. So you have to write that entry in journal proper. Now the sixth entry is the first call money received. Now first call money received, if received in all the shares, then bank account debit to share first call account. But if you have not received first call on few shares, as given in this sum 500 shares, then you have to write the entry bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to share first call account credit. Now bank account debit cannot be recorded, so only part of the entry that you are supposed to write is calls in arrears account debit to equity share first call account credit, and the amount that generally you debit to bank account is to be recorded straight in a bank account. I am going to demonstrate all these things one by one while solving the sum. Here now I am explaining the sum first of all. So in 6th entry, you are supposed to write what? Calls in arrears account debit to share first call account. 7th entry, final call demanded, share final call account debit to share capital account. That will be recorded in journal proper. Now this is the 8th journal entry, where final call is received not on all shares. You have not received final call on 500 shares and this 200 shares. On 700 shares you have not received final call. So on 700 shares, final call is in arrears. And on 700 shares at 2.5 per share, amount is in arrears. For that, the entry is calls in arrears account debit to share final call account credit. The bank account debit for the amount received on final call, that will go straight in which account? Bank account. This is how you are supposed to write down the journal entries in journal proper, and also you are required to prepare a bank account or cash book with bank column. Now let me start. I have explained all these things which I will show you while solving the sum and will be repeating once again. This is the first entry. This is the second entry. So I keep these two entries on screen and start recording. Normally, what do you write? Bank account debit to share application account credit on 2 lakh shares at 5 rupees per share. To equity share application account credit, this is the normal journal entry that you write. The second journal entry will be recorded on 25th of August. Equity share application account debit 10 lakhs. To equity share capital account credit 2 lakhs into 3. To security premium account 2 lakhs into 2. Now here notice that here bank account is debited, so you are not supposed to write this journal entry. But here bank account is not debited, neither debited nor credited, so you should write this journal entry in journal proper. Now this entry should appear not in journal proper, but it should appear in cash book. Cash book is a primary book. So here I prepare cash book with bank column. So bank account debit, right on the debit side of bank column. Opposite account appears in the narration column. So this is how it should be recorded straight in cash book bank column. You should not write this entry. So you should, I cancel it. Meaning thereby, you should not write this entry in your notebook, in your answer sheet in examination. So first entry straight in cash book. Second entry in journal proper. Now let us go to the third one. This is third is allotment demanded, fourth is allotment received. Now when you demand allotment money, amount due with allotment, share allotment account debit 2 lakhs into 4, amount demanded against capital 2 rupees, so 2 lakh into 2, amount demanded with security premium also 2 rupees, so 4 lakhs. Here cash and bank account is neither debited nor credited, so this entry should appear in journal proper. Now how much amount is received? Bank account debit. On 500 shares, allotment money is not received. So 2 lakhs minus 500, 1,99,500 shares, on which 4 rupees are received. So bank account debit. Allotment arrears account debit 500 into 4, 2,000 to share allotment account debit. This is a normal journal entry that students write. But you are not supposed to write entry wherein bank account gets debited. Bank account debit should appear straight away in cash book. So this amount received against allotment. So in particulars column write equity share allotment account. 7,98,000 is the amount received. So this bank account should not be debited, it should straight appear here. So from this journal entry, I will remove bank account. See, when bank account is removed, allotment in arrears account debit 2000 to share allotment account credit 2000. This is how journal entry should appear in journal proper. Allotment arrears account debit to share allotment account, that is the only part of the entry, should appear in journal proper, and the amount received should be recorded straight on the debit side of bank column in cash book. So these two entries will appear in journal proper in sequence. Next. This is the entry for first call demand. This is the entry for first call receipt. When the first call is demanded, first call account debit 2 lakhs into 2.5 to equity share capital account credit 5 lakhs. Now how much amount is received on 16th of December? Notice the date also. On 500 shares, first call is not received. So 2 lakhs minus 500 on 1,99,500 shares at 2.5 per share. This is the amount received. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears. How many shares? 500 into 2.5. 1250. To share first call account credit 5 lakhs. This is a normal journal entry students are writing in the examination hall. If the question is not of this type. Here bank account is debited, that I should not debit. Where should I write this bank account debit? Straight away in the bank column of cash flow. Observe it. This is how it gets recorded. When it is recorded here, it should not be repeated here. So bank account debit, I'll cancel it. Now the journal entry is calls in arrears account debit to share first call account credit 1250. Debit 1250, credit 1250. This is the entry that will appear in journal proper. So these two entries will appear in journal proper in sequence. At the end of the sum, I will demonstrate all these entries at one place with narration. At present, I am explaining the sum. You will look at the solution as it appears in your notebook at the end of the sum. Let me start with the next. On 10th of February, final call demanded. We are required to write down 7 journal entry for that. Share final call money has been received on 20th February. Journal entry number 8 is for the amount received. Now observe. When the final call is demanded, the journal entry is on how many shares of final call is demanded? It has been demanded on 2 lakh shares at the rate of rupees 2.5 per share. So equity share final call account debit to equity share capital account credit. Here bank debit, bank credit is not there, so this journal entry should appear in journal proper. Now this is the amount demanded on 2 lakh shares. On how many shares we have received final call? We have received final call on all shares except first shareholder who has not paid final call on 500 shares, and another shareholder has also not paid final call on 200 shares. So we have not received final call on 700 shares. Observe. So 2 lakhs minus 700, 1,99,300 shares on which final call has been received, multiplied by 2.5 per share. So this is the amount received, bank account debit. Calls in arrears is on 700 shares. So 700 into 2.5 is the calls in arrears. 2. Equity share final call account debit. This is the normal journal entry that students write. But in this sum, you are told that you should write in journal proper all entries other than cash and bank entries, because cash and bank entries are directly recorded in cash book. So this bank account debit that generally student write in this sum, it should not be written in this fashion. It should be recorded straight in bank column of cash book. So bank account debit is recorded here, 4,98,250. Opposite account appears in the particulars column. This is how it should be recorded straight in the bank book or bank column of cash book. It should not appear here, so I will cancel it. Now what's the journal entry for net amount, calls in arrears? So calls in arrears account debit to final call account credit 1750. That is the entry that will appear in journal proper. Now I have explained all these entries where entries that will appear in journal proper, entries or debit or credit that won't appear in journal proper but it will be recorded straight in the bank column of cash book that I have explained to you. After recording all the entries, let me find out the balance. Total of debit side 27,95,000. So balance carried forward, carried down 27,95,000. Observe that all the journal entries that you have recorded so far while solving the sum will appear in journal proper in this fashion. Now, how the bank column of cash book will appear? This is how the bank column of cash book will appear. So these last two slides are how your answer will appear in the examination that has been demonstrated. I feel that you have followed this sum. Thanks to all of you.